Hi, everyone. My name is Kenzie Clark. I am a solutions engineer here at OpenWater, and today we're going to be talking about editing your submission form once you start receiving submissions. So before word processors, if you made a typo, you just have to throw the whole page out, right? But just like word processors let you write things down as they come to your mind, OpenWater is designed for people who know something is right only once they see it. What I mean by that is when you set up a workflow with a custom software, for example, you have to get everything right before it goes to the developer. Otherwise, you could face costly and buggy repairs. But with OpenWater, you can make changes as needed whenever is needed and without having to involve any developers. And this is because OpenWater is all configuration, not code. You can set up everything yourself and make the changes whenever needed. So let's take a look at a real world example of how this might happen. So I am an administrator of a committee nomination program, and we're going to go through as an applicant and submit a nomination here. So this is my submission form, and we're just going to quickly go through and fill out all the different information here, and then we'll submit it and go from there. So just really quickly picking all these different fields. As we can see, there's some required, some not required. A bunch of different fields to fill out here. And then we're going to save and finalize. Now, this nomination has gone to pending review for the admins to review it. So we're going to hop over to the back end of OpenWater here. And so we're in our program. And when we go to nominations and then pending review, we will be able to see the nomination that we just submitted. And there we go. We can see it right there. And so now I'm an admin. I'm checking this out. I want to make sure that all the fields were filled out properly. Whereas, oh, they skipped a bunch of fields because they weren't required, or perhaps there's a field that I wish I would have had in here, but I just forgot to add it in. So what you can do is in your OpenWater admin portal, you're going to go to round settings, and then you can go to your nomination form if you want to make changes to the nomination itself. So we're going to go to the nominations questions page. So I have a couple different pages in here, and we're just going to change a couple fields. So there's a few different options for what you can change. You can change any of like the titles, any of the configuration of the field itself. So on the left-hand side here, you can move your fields by dragging them. You can also delete them if needed, or you can add new fields up in the top left. That being said, if you do delete a field, it will delete any corresponding information that's attached to it. But here we're just going to quickly make this field required, and then perhaps we want to ask them if they have a degree. So I'm just going to quickly add that in, and then we'll keep going. Okay, so I've added a field that's a checkbox field, and it has a couple different options here. We're just going to press save. And now, because we already have a submission, we need to ensure that that submitter can actually go back and edit their existing submission to enter the correct fields. So what we'll do, since it's only one in this case, we're just going to go to the General tab of their application, and then we're just going to allow them to enter more data. If you want, you can enter the reason so you can explain that, hey, we added a new question, please fill it out, and then you just press save and you're good to go. And now we'll go back into the submission form as an applicant and see what it looks like with the new question in there. Okay, so we're logged back in as the applicant now, and right away we're on the home page, but you'll notice at the top here it says some of your applications require information or additional information. That is because of the question that we just added to the form. The applicants can also head to My Applications, and they'll get to the same page here, but we're just going to press up on the banner, press continue, and then we can see the exact submission that requires more information. We're going to open this up, and we'll just go right to the last page since I already know it's there. And we can see now this field is required here, so we'll just enter some information so that way it recognizes it. And then at the bottom, we have this field as well. So you can select all that apply or just the one, and then press done. And now you're good to go. So now that we've seen what that looks like for the applicant and how you do that as an admin, let's take a look at all the features available when changing your submission form. So as we saw, we had the field configuration, so that's changing the title, the description, if it's required, etc. You can add or remove fields, and as a reminder, if you remove a field, it removes the information attached to that field. You can also move the fields or change your form layout. So as we saw in the submission form builder, you can drag them up and down. Next, we can move the entire workflow steps if needed, actually. So let's take a look and see what that looks like. So in OpenWater, we're just going to go to the dashboard really quickly here, and we can see the program that we're working in. However, when I expand it, you can see there's actually 3 different rounds. So we have our first round, a reviewing round, and then an internal review. So for example, we might want to actually move the internal review before the external review slash scoring round. So what we can do is go into any of the rounds and then press program settings and then go to workflow. And you can actually reorder the rounds here. So all we'd have to do is press reorder, and then we just drag them down and press save. The only thing of note is you can't reorder the first round unless you have multiple submissions. Next, you can add or remove questions on your evaluation form. So as you saw, we have multiple rounds of evaluation, but you may want to change your evaluation form once you've already started with the evaluation. So all you need to do is head to round settings and then evaluation form. And then here you'll see all the questions that go on your evaluation form. It looks a little bit different than the submission form. However, to add questions, all you have to do is press add question, enter the question name, the question type, and then press save. You can also edit existing questions by pressing select, or you can delete them by pressing delete. You get a little warning, and then it's gone. So those are all the different options that you have when changing your submission form and then adding or removing questions from your evaluation form. If you'd like to learn more about all your different options, please head to learn.openwater.com. Thank you.